Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour salute. And we are all out of sorts today. We had Fireball, but that's not the main thing that happened. Welcome everybody in. So we were doing our videos right before and had completed 3 videos. And we were getting set to do our Bolo video that we do every Saturday at 9 o'clock. It premieres. And all of a sudden, the screen on the computer went black. That's not a good thing whatsoever.
No.
Had to restart the computer, got it up, had to call a random neighborhood kid who's not here, say, what's your password? Had to get it all running. If we have any glitches tonight, we apologize. We're doing the best we can on a shoestring budget. So hopefully everything goes well. And say hi to everybody. Nobody said there's any problems, so that's good.
Here we go. Lovely Linda's in the house. How's it going? Ferocious Feral Girls in the house. All right. Delightful Don. How you doing?
Hello.
Marvelous Mr. Hot Wheels is here. Triple J back in the house. I don't know where he's been, but glad to have him back. And of course,
Cadillac Escalade.
You're going to get the pool Cadillac story all in one tonight.
Wait, you put a pool in the Cadillac Escalade?
Well, I might as well have. Or drove my Cadillac into the pool. One or the other. Marvelous Michael's in the house. Nick is in the house. Cool Kelly.
Nick, your sweatshirt went out again, the hoodie. Just let you know.
It's awesome, just like you. Awesome, Aaron. You should be sleeping. This guy's been driving for 2 days, picked up, delivered 100 magazines yesterday, the day before today, whatever. Still going at it. So
some say my voice is the cure for insomnia.
Or suicide. Cool Karen's in the house. How you doing? Super See the Lights. Marvelous Michelle. Nice Nova. And what else we got going on?
Yeah, it was the black screen of death. It absolutely was. And it was, we were panicking.
Okay, you were panicking. I was cracking jokes for about 5 minutes. I was having some fun.
Yeah, thank you. We definitely do appreciate that. Somebody else came in there.
It is Nick. She's saying woohoo.
All right, perfect. All right, everybody. So after that wonderful start to our show, as all professional shows always start, we're going to go as we always do. How are sales? And we'll ask you first, Mr. Magazine.
Well, the Fireball was good. Better than my eBay sales.
I was waiting for you to say what are sales.
Yeah, well, yeah. Or what are what not sales for you. But anyways, eBay is good for being crappy. Let's put it that way. It could be worse. It's been worse. It's hovering, like average, a little below average. Definitely could be better. But again, we're selling higher end items. So we're selling better stuff. I'm taking offers, cheaper offers. I'm just moving stuff out because I need money. I got all these big deals in the works, and I can't keep having crappy sales and buy the good stuff. So I got to sell some of the old stuff and, get some money to buy that. So,
well, if you look at it that way, you're turning older, less desirable inventory into newer, more desirable
I'm
inventory.
still making money, but it's not, it's one of those deals where, okay, I paid 10 for something and I'm asking 30. Okay, I might take 15 or 20. Just let's move it out,
Yeah,
Amazon's been pretty good. We got a 15%. I was experimenting with Amazon because I look at it like we have 350,000 items. Amazon's good, but it seems like 100 items, 80 to 100 items a day seems low for having that many. So I had 10% off. So I go, let's go 15% because I think it'll undercut a lot of the bottom feeders, for the cheaper stuff we have. So I'm doing that sale until July 4th. We'll see what happens, but sales are up a little bit now. So Amazon's good. Website was crappy for a few days, and now it's back on track. So, the 2 platforms are good. eBay is still crap.
Let's see how other people are doing out there. Slow but okay for Linda.
Yeah.
Very good. Sales suck, but I haven't been listening much, so I guess that's what I get from Kelly.
True.
Mm-hmm. Not so great, but for okay, I'm sensing a trend.
Okay, yeah.
Some are slow down for sure, Mr. Hot Wheel. Okay. Are in the toilet by John.
As a matter of fact, I just bought a new toilet for my kid's bathroom, so
we'll have a story for that in 2 weeks when it leaks. Never set up keep on my entire story yesterday. 5 sales from the coupon so far. Right. Oh, thank you, John. Have to try that. Sold a postcard today. And that's it.
I bet it was a special postcard though.
Very special.
Right?
Very special. It's an Amazon postcard, big giant Amazon postcard. Lots of yard work done. There you go. That's the plus side of that.
All right. Brian's in
the
house.
Best month ever. Sales in dollars. Wow, Brian. We got to start.
Being related to Barry Switzer, I can understand why you're having some
good sales. There you go. Everybody wants to. He signs everything B Switzer too. He knows what he's doing. Yeah. Sold a print ad, so there's that. There you go.
And we have many more to sell you if you were in the mood.
That is very true. I did well over the weekend, but nothing today. Okay. So that's funny. because I'll go into my sales. The weekend was atrocious. Yesterday was a really good day, and today was a pretty good day. But last week after our show, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, horrid, absolutely horrible. It picked up yesterday, and it's been pretty good today. So there really is no sense to it. I mean, I've had some really, really, really poor days. With 20,000 items, you should sell more than 3 items in a day.
True.
You just should. You would be hard pressed to pick out a worse mix of products than I did. You really would be. Back in black on eBay, Macari has been very good. Etsy is still sleeping. Well, I've sold 1 item on Etsy, so Etsy is sleeping. And then I sold 2 items on Viv's-Views.
Wow.
So figure that one out. So for some reason or other, postcards are actually selling a little bit.
Viv's-Views is similar to your regular eBay site as far as sales go.
Yes, with about 600 items instead of 21,000. Yes. Hello.
Super Steve's in the house. How's it going? And Jazzy John.
For 100 listed a lot. Yeah, definitely.
The way I look at it, you're getting $100 in your pocket. Whether you pay 20 or 120, you can turn that into something else now. That's why I look at it.
Very true. Very true. You can turn in a nice meal over at McDonald's.
Yes.
Family of 5. That's about family of 5. That's about what it costs nowadays.
You got that right.
Promoted, terrible week. 35 items sold. That's horrible. 15 out of 35 were promoted. That's 40%.
Yes.
35. So what is that? That's 5 items a day.
It's
5 items a day for a week with 21,000 items listed. That's horrid. Offers report that we are getting traffic though. I found this very, very interesting. The first 32 offers I could make to watchers were all 2019 or newer listings. So they were not showcasing older stuff at the beginning of the week whatsoever. 44 ended up being older at the end of the week out of 157 offers, which is more than last week for offers.
Wow.
So the stuff's getting seen.
Yeah.
Nobody's just pulling the trigger on it. That's what it comes down to.
I think Dawn's made more sales while she's been watching the show since compared to the whole day.
That is true. Well, we are good luck. Yeah. We are good luck. No doubt at all about that.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, that's a nice little return, John. Offer 140 an item I had listed for 199. Didn't want to go through the back and forth every couple of days. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah,
I've done that.
Yeah, move it out.
Yep, definitely. Excuse of the week. I think a lot of people were doing yard work, and it was the long holiday weekend, and so on. So I think that's what was going on. How about any? I did want to bring up one other thing. Believe it or not, I sold 2 items on Biblio.
Wow.
Now I'm going to bore everybody for a moment. I had the order ending in 6305, sold at 8:11 p.m. Okay. 6305 sold at 8:11. Order ending in 6590, sold at 2:07 a.m. So 8:11 p.m. to 2:07. That means Biblio sold 285 items in 6 hours.
Doesn't seem like a lot.
It really doesn't for a big website. Yeah. Exactly. They're getting just under 50 orders an hour. So they're selling roughly 1 item a minute on Biblio, which is a
big time
large site. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody else has ever cracked that code. Yeah, cracked the code. I actually made 2 sales in a day. But so Biblio is doing about 1 item a minute, a little less than is what Biblio sells over there. So, and here I am competing with all those other dealers on there.
Yeah.
I got to hope that in any given minute, my item's the one that sells.
Yeah. Jeez.
So, all right. How about any buys? Anybody buying? So
Well,
Morrison's watching. I've done since yesterday. We're happy to, Don.
I'm leaving my buying up to Aaron. And this guy's been on fire. He's finding deals every week. He's making me broke, but it's good deals, keeping him happy, making him money. He's even thinking about quitting his job and just driving around in the country for me every month. So, and I think he looked at it. When were we in Georgia? Almost a year ago. So I think he said he's had 18 runs across the country.
Oh wow!
Since then.
Wow,
so that's pretty cool. It's like 1.5 a month or so. Yeah, can't argue with that.
So what are you getting?
Lots of magazines,
okay.
Some toys and DVDs. Mainly adult stuff, but he's got other deals in the works. I got that ticket deal from him.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Star Wars deal in the works, a Marilyn Monroe collection. You name it, he's on fire, and I'm broke, but I'm happy.
Wow, nice.
How about you?
I'm a Biblio power seller. Exactly. It's
Nice.
funny. That's funny. If you look at it that way, that's true. If I sold 2 items in 6 hours, I really am up near the top
That
of the
is
big
good
way
odds.
hoop.
I mean, do your eBay numbers. 1 item in 6 hours, they probably sold 1 million items.
That's true. That's a good point. Estate sales have been horrid, so horrid I haven't gone to them. I take a look and I search on it, and now there hasn't been anything out there. Then I went over to the flea market. I decided to go. Mrs. Papergoy, I usually go with her. She had to work on Sunday. I dropped her off. I said, let me go down to the flea market earlier than I usually do.
Mhm.
There were some buys down there. I went to 2 different flea markets. One guy had some old paper and had some really good prices on that. I bought a bunch of old paper from him, most of which will be going to Whatnot auctions. And then another gentleman, no buying, too many things in my death pile. Well, yeah, that's true. And then another gentleman had some books, and I don't usually hype up my Whatnot, but I was showing Mr. Magazine this before, and he thinks I'm an idiot. Well, for many different reasons. But he thinks I'm an idiot for bringing this stuff over to Whatnot. I did get the prices right. I just put the auctions up. I've not cataloged it yet. It's going to be July 6th and July 13th, 2-part auctions, 46 books in one auction, 47 in the other. Let me show you what they are, because it's half my show, so I can do this.
This is not items of the week. This
is not.
a
Nope.
free item of the minute.
So I don't know how well you can see those, but this is 1 box out of 2. And what these are is
Not an item of the week.
like that's Night of the Living Dead. And these are BFI Classics, British Film Institute. I did a little bit of a search. You got On the Waterfront and so on. These will be offered. $3 starts. I did a little bit of a search on Amazon. I searched 4. One was $8 on Amazon. One was $13. One was $15, and one was $29. So it's got to figure they're about $15 a piece over on Amazon. I'm going to be starting them out at $3 a piece. If you like movies, you definitely do want to come on by. Mr. Magazine actually tried to make me an offer before the show on these, where I would have made some money on them. And I said, no, I want to bring them over to Whatnot. So Mr. Magazine likes these as well. So definitely come over to Whatnot on July 6th and July 13th. If you like movie books, these are actually high grade. And Mr. Magazine's never seen these newer ones like this. So did want to just kind of do a shameless plug for Whatnot over there.
Sure, I see that.
Yeah. Too much in the last 3 weeks. They're probably not slowing down. It's nearly July 4th. And Michigan sales only last till Labor Day. Yeah. No, we're up north as well. So we have the same problem.
Okay, Linda's got the no purchases. Don's got no buying.
It wouldn't stop those. No, you're absolutely right on that.
Are these scripts? No. Right?
No. They talk about the movies. They have pictures about the movies. They're really neat. They are very, very neat books for certain. So I will catalog them over the weekend. Pre-bid on your favorite movies or search on them and make some money off me. I don't care. I paid right. So I'll pass it along to you guys.
Quiet week.
Yeah. Well, that might be why I was able to buy those. Nobody was there buying those.
No buying, no selling.
All right, we're going to head on into glitch of the week. Got a few of them, and eBay seems to be the one that had most of them. Did get a glitch over on eBay. Well, this is embarrassing. We're sorry, but the listing tool isn't working. How would you take this? The listing tool isn't working right this second, or this listing tool isn't working right this second?
Either which way is a second. So all you got to do is count 1 Mississippi.
And it'll be working. That's true. That is true. I tried to accept an offer on eBay. We are experiencing a technical problem. Please go back and try again.
Nice.
So my question is, if I couldn't accept an offer, were people having errors trying to make offers?
I would say absolutely.
Yeah, probably.
It makes a lot of sense why our sales were down.
You say hello to Antiquarian.
Awesome Antiquarian's in the house. How's it going?
Then I sold something.
And we are lucky.
See, Don? See? Dawn says she wants to do a marathon, like in Happy Days when they did the dance marathon, and it had to be on for like 24 hours.
Yeah, Fonzie was half asleep and still in it.
Immediately after they bought 4 items from me.
So enough sales for your whole week then.
Yeah, that covered my week. Yeah,
good for you.
I tried to send an invoice, like they won the 4. I accepted the offer, combined shipping. we can't process your request because buyer has already paid for this invoice, or the item is no longer available for checkout after 30 days since last created. I said,
I don't have to make it in.
no, I literally sold it 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
So I had to go and refresh and do it. But actually, we have a new winner this week.
Oh, wow.
I'm not certain whether the winner is Verizon or Google Pixel or Android or who won. I lost all of my contacts on Thursday, and no matter what I did, I could not bring the contacts back onto my phone.
Wow.
I could see them, but they wouldn't come through. I couldn't bring them over.
Is there
Couldn't
a
do
cloud
anything
or
with
anything
them.
you can use?
I was doing everything. I was online trying everything under the
How'd
sun.
you fix it?
It just fixed itself like in the
Oh.
middle of the day.
Well, sometimes I would turn it off and on.
I did
and
that.
oh,
I did
wow.
12 different things to try to bring them. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, well, I have no contacts. And all of a sudden, my contacts showed
That's
back up.
crazy.
So they get the winner this week. Apparently, they've hired away some fine people from eBay.
That's the
To
reason
work
why
for
you
them.
didn't call me for a week.
Oh my God, they just left again. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. Won't call you this week either.
Thanks.
Couple of different site changes. So every Saturday when I'm around, I do a search on Rochester Craigslist just to look for church sales, garage sales, that kind of thing, just to see what's going on. Hopefully I didn't break my parole. And they've changed it now where when you go on there, a map shows up.
Okay.
You know, it used to be a listing of all the different things. Now there's a map and it's got the numbers, you know, number 1, number 2, number 3.
Yeah.
But you can't click on the numbers to bring up what the sale is. And it took me a couple of minutes figuring out how to change the view. And I go, why would you default to a view that's meaningless and worthless to everybody? I mean, the site isn't what it used to be by any
No,
means.
right.
And then they go do that. Older magazines, too big for magazine bags, but not big enough for Life magazine bags. There is search on the size of the British magazines. There is that in between size. I do have a bag of them. They're hard to find, but that's the British size. So if you measured it out and did a search on it, that bag does exist. It is for sale, but it's not very common whatsoever. I do have one of those in the bottom. Usually what I do is I use a Life magazine, just tape it down. I just find that easier than always reordering the British size. But yes, that size does exist. That would be where I would look. eBay Britain, I guess.
There you go.
eBay England, whatever it is called. And then another big change. This is Whatnot changed their shipping again, and including for books, they changed now. There's a lot of different categories in there now. You can list whether it's a history book, it's a sports book, but there isn't a category for children's, which is crazy. You can list whether it's hardcover, softcover. You can list a condition now. If you wanted to, you could spend 10 minutes listing one book if you really wanted to. And then this is, I think, crazy. When I went to list, up to 1 pound goes media. Okay. Anything 1 pound or over goes priority.
Okay.
Which kind of ruins the sale of a 2 pound book. Because now somebody's paying $8 shipping on it instead of $5 shipping on it.
You're not selling $100, 1800s Bibles either.
No. But a 2 pound art book.
Who's thinking of this stuff? Like,
I don't know why they went and they changed that.
They're going to change it again. I mean, people have to complain. The booksellers have to complain. Come on.
Yeah, a 2 pound book is going to hurt now to sell. So I'm just kind of listening and hoping. And this is probably the biggest news of the week, site change. And you may not know this, Mr. Magazine. For Sports Card Radio, I do watch them over on YouTube from time to time. They sent out a notice to people who do box breaks on eBay. Only pre-approved people can do box breaks. So they've basically cut it way down. So my question is, on the box break people, are they all going to run over to Whatnot now? Because most of them probably no longer have eBay as an option.
First of all, I've been saying this since COVID when these breaks got hot. Isn't it still, it's illegal gambling because you're taking a chance. You're paying 20, 30, 40, 50, hundreds of dollars, and you could get a pack worth 50 cents. I mean, I don't even know why they allow it, honestly. Just my opinion.
Okay. And as Mr. Magazine steps down from the soapbox, we'll move on with the show. No, I know what you're saying. I agree. And that's what Sports Card Radio said too. They were wondering if eBay's lawyers didn't take a look at things and say,
Yeah, I mean,
This
people
is kinda
complain I'm
questionable.
losing tons of money. This is I'm gambling. I'm losing a lot of money. Something's got to give.
All right, we're going to head on into the real item of the week. And I found this over at the flea market this last week.
See, Don knows. Sorry to interrupt, but it is totally gambling.
So I got these.
Cool. Very cool.
Now, I saw this over here, and it actually is Marmaduke Mouse, who is a comic character from Quality Comics in the 1940s and 50s. For some reason, he wore a diaper everywhere. I don't know where he got mouse-sized diapers, but he was able to find a distributor.
Cool.
Now, I had a little bit of trouble. I was not able to read the signature and everything on there. I reached out to a couple of different people, and good friend of the channel, Dan Fogel, reached back and said, that's Hal Cooper signature. He actually was the artist on something like 47 issues of Marmaduke Mouse back in the 1940s. So this is actually done by the Golden Age artist of it. I'm going to actually hang on to it for a while because I think it's pretty neat. But keep your eyes open out there. You absolutely never know what you might find in the boxes. I mean, what would you think something like this would be worth?
$250.
Mr. Magazine just bought a Marmaduke Mouse. Yeah, who knows?
Framed up.
Okay. Nice frame. Yeah,
obviously framed
up. But again, you never know what you might find. Didn't look like much to the person selling it. It was in the bottom of a box. Obviously came out of an estate. And sometimes you can find nice pieces of original art out there. So that was the item of the week. And he also did this other one whose character I recognize, but I cannot identify. If anybody knows who that is, it says Inky, it looks like, but I've not been able to find who Inky happens to be. So if anybody out there knows who Inky is,
obviously one of the earliest rappers of all time.
Very well, maybe. Very well, maybe. So pretty neat the things you can find out there.
I'm glad John's back.
$300 because of the typo. There you go. Gonna head on into insulting offer of the week. Everybody's favorite.
I think I stepped up a little bit.
You did, as always. Had Popular TV magazine. I had up.
Okay.
First issue from 1959. I was asking $48 on it. First issue, free shipping.
Yeah, why not?
Got an email from someone. I'm sure you know what you're doing. That was at auction. I'm sure you know what you're doing, but do you think you might be relisting this item at a much lower price? I responded to him that it would go into the store where I do take offers.
Yeah.
And then I pointed out to him it was a first issue, and it had on the cover Annette Funicello, who moves the needle.
Yeah.
And Tuesday Weld, who moves the needle. So then I thought about
shipping.
it. And free shipping.
Yeah.
Moves the needle. Yeah. Then I looked into it. Over the last 2 years, none have sold on eBay of the first issue. There are no other first issues available. And people are asking on the later issues, $25 plus shipping. So they're asking $30 on the later issues. I'm asking $48 on the first issue.
$40 he gets it.
What is much lower price?
$40 is about as much as I'm going about.
I'm thinking he's thinking it's like a $10 TV radio mirror or something or other like that.
Exactly.
It's like, no, I'm not selling that. I was thinking, it's not a 1966 TV movie mirror with Richard Chamberlain on the cover. No disrespect to Richard Chamberlain. They actually sell.
Or Lawrence Welk.
There you go.
Or Robert Wagner.
Thank you. Mr. Magazine had a Hulk Hogan Thunderlip signed action figure.
Cool piece.
You're asking $95? Somebody wanted you to sell it for $20, which would be a much lower price.
Maybe they didn't realize it was signed by him.
That could be. That could be. You had a Starline Michael Jordan poster, which is actually really, really cool. Those old posters.
Yeah.
You're asking $36. They offered you $12.
It sold for $36, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I had a New York Post from 1968 with RFK assassination and Carlo Gambino.
Nice.
I'm asking $36 on it. They offered me $10 with free shipping. I declined it.
Yeah.
Then they started asking questions about it. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to answer the questions because you're not going to pay full value. You're not going to pay anything close to value. That $10 offer to start with tells me that you're not going to. I had Understanding the New York Stock Exchange booklet, 1958. I was asking $21. They offered $6.50 with free shipping. Golden Panther Papers, which is a Pittsburgh Panthers Tony Dorsett. Ooh. So when he was going there, it actually was that.
Yeah.
I'm asking $32, and there were like 4 or 5 different ones.
Yeah.
$32. They offered 8,
Hmm.
and that got the
There
band
it is,
hammer.
Ruffy boy.
Hey, we held it off to the end, and Mr. Magazine had me band hammer somebody as well. He had 1999 2000 Flair Showcase Kobe Bryant PSA 10 guaranteed fresh, asking $455. An $80 offer, got the band hammer. $80. What did that cost?
I think it cost a grade. It was because it was higher tier. I think it was $50 at least.
So $50.
And it's like a foil card, so it's harder to get a 10. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know if there's any on there now, but even if I'm high,
you're not that
say
high.
A year ago I priced in the markets down as 300. It's not less than that. It's just total insult.
And then Mr. Magazine had a bit of an issue. Some guy had an Us magazine for sale with an article in it a guy wants. Costs $20 to ship to Canada. Would you just rip out the story and send it to me in an envelope?
For free, right? I mean, I didn't hear any offer there.
Well, even if there was an offer,
still,
no, we're not doing all of that. No, pay the $20. You have the whole magazine. You can rip it out to your heart's content.
Yeah, enjoy it. Yeah. Because then he doesn't like the way I ripped it out and part of the article, I don't even have time.
Well, or you send it to him, and then he goes, he just sent me an article. I don't know what he did.
Yeah, then he copies it and sends it back and gets his money back.
Or doesn't even send it back. Just says that's what you did. Send a picture. Yeah. The guy emailed me asking questions about an item I had, and then sent me a screenshot. And apparently, and I didn't know this happened, when you go to make an offer on an item, it says he was experimenting, and he sent me the screenshot showing what he was doing. Mm-hmm. He was putting in a $1 offer, just to put in a $1 offer, and it came back and said, the buyer is more likely to respond to an offer of $7 or more.
I've got that before.
See, and I never saw that before. Yeah.
Well, sometimes like 3 offers will come up and you can click on what you want. You
oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Comics and toys sometimes. Yeah.
Wow. So
say it's $50 is what it's going for right now. The bid. They'll say like 54, 58, 62 or something.
Oh, that's on bidding.
Yeah. Oh, well, the bidding you might be right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, no, I haven't seen that either. No. Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't even aware of that. And I was laughing because it's like, I'm asking 32 and eBay suggesting I would accept 7. Yeah, I will.
Joe Schmo probably sold one for 7. They figured that's the norm.
No, I will for the insulting offer segment of the show.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So I ordered McCafe K-Cups for my Keurig.
Oh, nice.
And apparently it was from a drop shipper on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some kind of low-calorie energy drink from Sam's Club.
Is it a K-Cup low energy?
No, they're liquid. It's like a 24-pack. Oh. I picked it up and I go, something is moving around in here. This isn't what it's supposed to be. So then I had to get a label and send it back. And of course, it gave me a first-class return label when this thing must weigh 8 to 10 pounds.
What if it doesn't get back there? I mean, I guess you should be covered because you're getting the label through eBay, right?
Yeah. So I don't know who's paying the difference on it. Yeah. But it's also liquid, which I know you're not really supposed to send post office. I just threw a label on it, threw it in your place. The post office picked it up. I just got a notification today that the seller got it back.
Oh, nice.
So now I have to wait for my refund on that. Kind of crazy on that. Then I was sitting there looking on Amazon. You know how when you go on Amazon, they got the forum on there, the discussions. Mm-hmm. One of the things that came up is, where have all the sales gone? So yeah, we're not the only people slowing down for sales this time of year. A couple of other interesting things over there. I was catching up on my item specifics, and I had Dennis the Menace comics. You know what genre it suggests Dennis the Menace is?
Musical instruments.
Pirates.
Close.
So yeah, it defaults and tries to get you to say that Dennis the Menace comics are pirate comics.
Maybe they're all knockoffs, so they're pirated.
Oh, there you go. Yes, because there's a lot of money in Dennis the Menace knockoffs. And I'm assuming that eBay must be using AI when they're doing their item specifics, but it's kind of crazy. I've got some Courier and Ives prints up.
Okay.
And if I say fruits in a bowl, it suggests that the topic is fruits. If I say cherry, watermelon, strawberry, it does not suggest fruits. If you say, whatever, Lexington horse race, it suggests horse race. If you say Lexington harness race, which is a horse race, it does not suggest horse race. So their AI is not really caught up with the way things actually are.
They need the Whopper for more games.
They need something. Then they've got another listing there where you can list who the characters are in the comic book. Donald Duck is not a character. You know who is character? Andy Panda, Bugs Bunny, Donald Trump, Doodles Duck.
I was going to say Walt Disney.
Doodles Duck. I don't know who Doodles Duck. Marmaduke Mouse is probably a character.
Darkwing before Doodles. I don't even know who Doodles.
I have no idea. Jeez. But Donald Duck is not. Huey, Dewey, and Louie are characters. So. Yeah, but Donald Duck isn't a character. Kind of crazy there. And then it doesn't suggest that Donald Duck is in the Disney universe either. So does not know that Donald Duck is part of Disney. Kind of crazy on that over there. A couple of other interesting stories over there. A guy bought a cylindrical piece of metal to decorate his garden. Found it at a flea market in England for 25 pounds, I guess it would be.
Cool.
Put it out in his garden and got into looking into it a little more. Turns out it was a medieval hand cannon from the 1400s.
Wow.
One of the first like portable weapons that people were using back then of that type. Sold at auction for $2,500.
Can't argue with that.
Not for $25 at a flea market.
You can buy a $5 lawn toy for that.
Yes, you can. Then another interesting thing. Fortune did an article out there talking about returns. And it said that returns are $816 billion with a B dollars a year. $816 billion a year in returns.
That's a lot. Well, you see our returns. It's higher. Sales are down.
You're higher than $816 billion?
Not that, but for our standards, sales are down, returns are way up.
Yeah, it's crazy out there. And they were talking about how basically Amazon kind of instituted the whole free returns, and even Amazon's trying to run away from free returns at this point because it's become such an issue. But the example Fortune used was like, well, you buy 2 light bulbs and one doesn't work, and you buy a shirt and the wrong size comes in. Like, well, yeah, you're going to return them. What are you supposed to do with them at that point? Right, exactly. If you buy something that doesn't work, or let's say you ordered K-Cup coffee and you got a low energy drink.
You got a 5-gallon drum of beer.
And I've certainly got low energy. This was kind of a crazy story over there. So they busted over in Pennsylvania a 20-year-long theft ring. 9 people were charged.
How many years?
20 years this has been going on. They were going mainly to smaller museums and things like that and stealing items from the museums and then melting them down.
Wow.
And this is one of the saddest stories we're ever going to read. And this is terrible. They stole, among other things, the Hickok belt and MVP trophy awarded to Roger Maris, stolen from the Roger Maris Museum in Fargo, North Dakota, and they melted it down.
Was there gold in it or
silver? Silver.
Wow.
They melted it down.
What a shame.
5 trophies worth over $400,000, including the 1903 Belmont Stakes Trophy, stolen from the National Racing Museum and Hall of Fame in Saratoga Springs, and they melted it down.
Get life. I mean, they should get whatever the hardest penalties. They got to get it. It's crazy.
And then they were stealing paintings, and then they were just destroying the paintings because they figured out they couldn't sell them.
Oh my God!
Upper Hudson by Jasper Cropsby, worth $500,000.
Why would you destroy it? Look into it. Like, keep it, I guess. I mean, what's the hell? You're going to get in trouble either which way. You might as well keep it.
$400,000 worth of gold nuggets from the Sterling Hill Mining Museum.
How many people were involved in this?
9.
All over the country?
They were out of Pennsylvania, and looking here where they went to: Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey. North Dakota was about the furthest that they went to. They actually hit the Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota. 6 championship belts, including 4 awarded to Carmen Basilio, were stolen. 9 World Series rings. MVP plaques awarded to Yogi Berra worth over $1 million.
Oh my God.
And they melted the stuff down. I was sickened reading this.
How are these items available to steal so easily, though?
They're smaller museums, so they don't have the security that like the Louvre and things like that have. So probably I would think somebody distracting, somebody else grabbing the stuff and everything like that. Just a terrible, terrible story. And I certainly hope that if they're found guilty, they do serve a fair amount of time. It's a lot of history to destroy.
Sure.
I was sickened when I read that story.
Later note, what Don say?
Oh, hit the like button.
We have moving on. Is in the house. How's it going? Super Singing Mermaid, how you doing?
Return pallet store. Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, now, John, I'm going to give you a bit of a hint. Given that returns last year were $816 billion, do not pay more than that for the pallets. Just letting you know, they're worth $816 billion. See if you can't get it. If you get it for $810 billion, it still leaves $6 billion for your pocket. So that's a nice little return. Yeah, $6 billion is enough money to make. Yeah, right, John. That was a terrible
maybe
story.
They're from a crack house. You're buying CDs.
Yeah, they sold me CDs too. It's weird. Pure gold small Apollo 8 capsule given. Oh my goodness gracious. So sad. Oh my goodness.
And okay,
gracious.
not for nothing. Who were they melting them down?
They were melting them down.
They were themselves, so they were just bringing gold into like a pawn guy.
Yep.
Because I'm going to say, if you're bringing that in, you're telling the pawn guy to melt it down, then they're at fault as well.
Yeah, no, they were melting them down. Yep. A couple of other things, and I know that Dawn had mentioned no politics earlier, but I did want to mention this. So I had an item that I was listing, came from Taiwan, and then I came into the conundrum. Do you list it under China or do you list it other international? eBay suggests China. Just to let you know, not saying anything at all about it. But I'm going, I don't want to create an international incident. I just want to sell this book from Taiwan. I don't know. They did get a catalytic converter too. That is very, very true.
They won't be getting them anymore because my new box truck has that cage underneath it. It's pretty cool. It's going to take a lot of work to get that off.
Another thing too is they changed the priority mail. And did you know, Mr. Magazine? I found this out today.
No, I don't know.
I had a 2-pound item that had to go priorities. It was a magazine,
right? And
it's going to Michigan. It's $7.60 for flat rate, $7.20 for regular priority.
No,
you actually save money. And this was Michigan too, so it's the next thing over.
Yeah.
You actually can save money shipping regular priority versus shipping
you have to use
flat rate.
Your own package or something.
Yeah, but my package doesn't cost 40 cents for an envelope.
True.
So, and Mr. Magazine is aware of this because we know somebody or other that kind of got burned a little bit this week. Not too bad, but got burned a little bit this week. It was a tough week for comic books over on Heritage.
Yes, it was.
I, however, picked up a Hero for Hire Luke Cage #1, CGC 6.5.
Nice.
It's one of the top 50 most valuable Bronze Age comics.
Wow. Cool.
I paid $266 with buyer premium.
Okay.
In January, it sold for $516.
It's half price.
$250 hit in 5 months.
Brutal.
That is very much brutal.
But again, I don't believe it's really worth that. You got a hell of a deal, but I don't believe the whole market in the country is now they're 200. You know what I mean? It's you got lucky.
Yes.
You know, you're not going to go to the Comic-Con and they're going to be selling for $200.
No.
It's still going to be $400 or $500.
Yes. Yeah, it was the holiday weekend, I think, and I think that I just happened to get lucky and have the bid in that week on it. And 2 weeks from now, there'll be another one, and it'll go for $450 or $550. I just happened to pick one off at the right time.
Sure.
You know, the nice thing is I don't care if I win it this week or I don't. I just keep putting bids in every week, and once in a while, I might go 3-4 weeks and win absolutely nothing. And then all of a sudden you pick something off.
Right.
Another update there. A lot of people are calling on the Inform Act to be postponed. I know Mr. Magazine has a quick little story about the Inform Act, and he got ensnared.
Oh, I didn't tell you
Well, hold on.
Huh?
Only 7% of sellers on Amazon were able to complete the Inform Act with minimal friction. And that was their words. So 93% of sellers had some difficulty complying with the Inform Act. So, Mr. Magazine, what ended up happening? Yeah, they are definitely declining, Stephen.
Well, I obviously get nervous when they say your account could be deactivated, whether it's,
Weird.
what I didn't like was that you had this notice a month ago. So you had 5-6 weeks to figure it out. I only had 2 weeks to figure
I'm
it
a
out.
one-man band.
Okay. Well, regardless, I got nervous. I sat down. I did everything I needed to be done. I had to fix a few things. And without receiving this little card in the mail,
Oh, you've not gotten that.
I am cleared. Everything's checked.
So what are you going to do with the card when you get it?
I mean, well, okay, originally, maybe because I gave them all the information they needed and it checked out.
No, they still have to verify your address.
Originally, they did confirm my address without the card.
Which I don't know how they did that.
I mean, I gave my license, I gave all my
I gave all that too, and I still had to get the card.
I don't know. So originally,
leave it unopened. It's going to be very valuable.
There was a part there where you had to write in the code.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I confirmed my address and they verified it, that went away. And then I just had to confirm my bank account, and now all that big thing at the top, it's all gone. I guess I'm good. So I'll have to show you, but yeah.
Yeah, well,
if I get the card, I don't know what I could do. I'll show you.
I would hang on to the card. I would
absolutely,
not throw it away at any point.
But I was happy. I'm like, yeah, it's over and done. It wasn't too bad. A few hoops I had to jump through, but well worth it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely for that. Yeah. Regional rate boxes, so flat rate next.
That would be bad.
Easy to opt out of the format on eBay. Oh.
Opt out of it?
Have to look into that. They haven't bothered me on that one yet. Been on a carded red line and heritage, but the buyer's premium is $45 and I had to pass because no profit. Yeah, the buyer's premium is
there we go, Fergie.
Thank you.
Hero every week.
38 weeks, 2 days. Fairy sales dust. The like button notification. Yeah, Don bought all this week's fairy sales dust, but we'll bring more for everybody else next week. I got to save some for myself, though.
True. Yeah.
Thank you very much, though. Definitely appreciate that. Couple of other quick things. All right. I don't want to say you can had a link to opt out. Oh, all right. I'll have to look into that. I don't want to say that search on eBay is broken, but I'm going to say that search on eBay is broken.
What's worse, broken or garbage?
In the Bronze Age era, so I'm not talking about number one or anything like that.
Yeah.
Regular series, so not giant size. What is the most important collected / X-Men comic book out there? The key. What's the key?
You know, Wolverine or the first? Yeah, the Wolverine. First Wolverine?
No, X-Men 94, exactly. The first appearance of the new team. Well, second appearance of the new team. First appearance. They were in giant size X-Men 1, and then they were in X-Men 94. X-Men 94 has been a key book for 30 years, 40 years. It's been a key book.
Right.
So I just wanted to test search out.
Okay.
So I went over on eBay and I searched on X-Men 94, which is a key book. It's several $100 book.
Stuff comes up because there's so many comics and variations now and redos.
So I did a search on X-Men 94. 30,000 items show up. 30,000.
And probably 3,000 of them are the actual comic you're looking for.
So I then drilled down and I said, let me just search on comics. Because a lot of the things that were coming up were trading cards. And let me just search on comics. Drilling down on comics, got it down to 13,000 comics, X-Men 94. Mostly comics from the X-Men that came out in 1994. Because the search was reading 94 and saying, he must want a comic from 19... No, I don't want a comic from 1994.
Right.
So in order to so I actually counted down the actual X-Men 94, which is a key book that I wanted. The 84th item on the page was an X-Men 94 comic.
Now, you can break it down a little. I've
gone
through this. Yeah, I mean, you can do the month and year that it was actually made, and that might even help narrow it down too.
But it's a key comic book.
Yeah.
Here I am searching. The 84th item is a key comic book. The other 83 are garbage. And if you are not a common user of eBay, do you know to drill down? No. You search X-Men 94 saying that's what I want.
Right.
And so then I said,
you put in uncanny. Is it from Uncanny?
It is Uncanny. Yeah. I didn't try that. So then I did the era. So it was Bronze Age. But all of the options on the side, distance, price,
Yeah.
era was not one of them. You had to click show more, which you would think that'd be one of the first things you had, whether it's a Bronze Age comic,
Right.
Silver Age.
Yeah.
No, you had to drill down to find that. So then I did it. Then I was down to 349 items.
Okay.
The second item that came up was a keychain.
It does happen.
I just want to buy an X-Men 94. I
Yeah.
don't want to have to sit there and do all of this to get to it. And until eBay fixes
Well,
that,
it's worse if there's a single digit, because I've been looking for Spider-Man, say issue 8, 9, whatever. Good luck with that, because everything else with that number is coming up and there's thousands of them.
yeah. And until eBay figures out what I'm really looking for, that I want X-Men 94, I don't want a trading card from 1994. I don't want a comic from 1994. I want X-Men 94, which is a key comic.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, on the page where it was the 84th item,
Yeah.
it was like a $300 comic. The other 83 items are like $7 comics, $3 comics.
Yeah.
Which one do you think they want to sell me?
Yeah, that's when you got to narrow down to what you want to spend, and then that'll even help too. I've been down that road with Spider-Man. Yeah.
It should not be that hard to find something or other that you want to buy. It just should not be. Let me get off my soapbox now. Hey, July 11th and 12th is Prime Day over on Amazon, which I found kind of funny because that is a Tuesday and a Wednesday, which means Amazon is attacking our live show and they're going against my whatnot. So they are trying to knock us off. We are not going to take it. We are all going to stand tall together and we're going to take Amazon down. Maybe
It's my
not.
bread and butter. So
Maybe not. All right. Well, we'll try to take
maybe
them
for
down.
a day, just for a day.
There you go. Perfect. And the other last thing before we get into the main part of the show, I know Mr. Magazine is extremely excited about the July 5th show. It's all he's been talking about before.
Yeah. Well, it is my sister's birthday, my manager. Yep. So there you go. Is that why?
So I know you've been crafting questions and all that as well. How do you think it's going to go?
Now, are you talking about your goals for Christmas or goals for next year?
No. July 5th, we are proud to announce we have a special guest on the show. Primetime Treasure Hunter will be coming by 7:30 that night, going to spend about an hour talking with us. Definitely do mark your calendars. We're going to be talking about comic books, about whatnot, about his channel.
He's not going to be sitting here with us. He's too famous for that.
Well, plus we don't really have a lot of room.
Oh, we would make room. We would make room for him. I would leave. Really, it's worth it. I would sit there and watch you guys talk.
So yes, do mark your calendar. Primetime Treasure Hunter was nice enough to offer to come on the show. He and I did some negotiations. No red M&Ms, and I think we're good to go. So come on by July 5th. It should be a lot of fun.
Promise to come on here as long as you promise never to go on his show.
Nobody wants to hear about the negotiations.
I didn't even know what it was. So hey, good for me. Guess I can't make it to my sister's birthday party. Oh well.
Time to short 1,000 shares of it. Oh, yep, they're coming up against us, Art of Flipping.
Yeah.
So, but no, that should be a lot of fun. Primetime's a great guy, and it'll be a lot of fun having him on here. We're gonna head on into the main topic. Mountain Dew. Yeah, there you go.
So your tease was you sent me a picture of him via text. It
Yes.
said nothing about it. That was it.
Yes.
Okay.
You're supposed to read my mind.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get into today's main topic. And we're going to, the big reveal from Mr. Magazine, which he always loves. You have to roll with the punches in reselling. Take it away, Mr. Magazine.
Well, I'm going to roll with the punches because my eBay sales are crap. We all
Okay.
know that.
Yep, I've heard.
I'm buying like a madman.
I'll see it on the rewind.
I'm spending 10,000 plus a week because of Aaron and all these big deals, which I shouldn't be buying them, but they're pennies on the dollar deals or stuff that moves. It's adult stuff, whatever. So I have to buy these deals. So I can't keep buying these deals with the crap. I either have to fire employees, which I don't want to do, or stop buying, which I don't want to do, or somehow get eBay sales increased. So what I've been doing right now, which is against my rule of thumb, is to take lower offers, put things on sale for a little higher sales, move some product out with the old and in with the new stuff coming in. That's what I want to do. I don't want to keep borrowing I don't want to have my account dwindle down to nothing. I got to run my business day to day. So, like I said, I roll with the punches, meaning I put my eBay sales a little higher. I'm taking lower offers, raise my Amazon sales from 10 to 15% off. And right now I'm able to hold my own during this. It's not a crisis, but it's a selling crisis.
Mm-hmm. Well, what got me thinking about this as a topic was that sports card radio talking about the breakers on eBay. Imagine that was your business plan.
Oof.
Exactly. And imagine, and I don't know where they buy from, say they buy from Dave and Adams. Because I think eBay was giving them something like 3 weeks notice or something like that. I think it was July 1st, I think was the drop dead date.
What's the requirements?
They were only a select few people invited.
I gotta imagine it's bigger breakers, bigger companies. If say David Adams wants a break, good, David Adams can do it. So whatever, all those.
But you and me wouldn't be able to break.
Shot,
yeah,
right.
Right. But let's say that you and I had been breaking for 8 months and it was our prime business thing.
Yeah.
And we had just ordered 10 cases of stuff from David Adams that was coming in early July.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden we're not able to break anymore on eBay as of July 1st.
Sure.
You got to roll with the punches. You got to figure out a business plan now, whether it's go to Whatnot, whether it's wholesale those boxes out, lick your wounds and find a different
rip
thing.
them all, hope to pull
something good. Yeah. Who knows what to do, but you have to roll with them. A perfect example was back in the day, many moons ago, when you were suspended on eBay for 30 days. You rolled with the punches and you found Amazon. Yeah. You would not be selling on it. Oh, you probably would at this point.
Right.
But you found Amazon because of that.
Well, even with eBay, when we knew ahead of time, when they were getting rid of the adult category, what did I do? I moved over, 20, 30,000 DVDs to the ADM site. We took all our photos and everything off and put them on the website before eBay could zero them out in 60 days. So, things you got to do, and it paid off for me. We got 1,500 customers on the website. Adult Marketplaces, we're in the top 5 sellers in there, so that's a pretty big deal. So.
Well, and the other thing too is a lot of times, as painful as it is, it turns out to be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of times you're doing things that you're not necessarily making money on, you don't really enjoy, you're just kind of doing it. And all of a sudden this punch to the gut, this kick in the teeth forces you to make a change. And
well, it makes me think too, when eBay does a move like this, they're either getting a lot of complaints or the breaks aren't making eBay enough money. And like obviously they didn't do this during COVID because they were making a crap load of money. Now the market's kind of getting soft right now, flat. A lot of things that were selling for 10,000 are selling for 2,000. So, and I'm sure the breaks are the same way. So it might be the thing like, hey, there's a lot of headaches for the breaks. People are losing money. We're not making money. Let's get rid of it, or just leave the top 1%ers in there.
Well, and a perfect example is, and I was able to pass the Amazon Inform Act there, but there are some sellers who aren't going to be able to, or take a while to do so. And I know eBay had a suspension, or Amazon, I'm sorry, had a suspension date, but they also had
freeze your funds.
They'll freeze your funds, exactly. So you could still sell, but
so you're building money up until
prove
otherwise,
until you're able to get it out of there. But even like we did the show a while ago where I had said, I don't think I'll be selling on Amazon. Now, luckily, they've gotten a lot better about the problems with the, what's the word I'm looking for? The the trademark infringement.
Yeah.
They've gotten a lot better with that, where they don't kick you as hard on it for something that was listed 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I also proactively deleted all my sold listings, so I couldn't get hit with something that I sold 10 years ago. But even there, I kind of was looking at that going, well, it's going to suck not to be able to sell there.
Right.
But on the other hand, I do spin my wheels there a lot. There are a lot of times I'm selling something that I'm only making $1 on and I'm spending the time doing it. Yeah. It's not the end of the world if it happens. And that's where you have to take a look at that as well. And then I would figure out what to do with my inventory. I probably would Whatnot it all out if I weren't on there. Now, luckily, I'm still on there.
And speaking of Amazon and violations and trademark infringement, I got a letter. I think I left it on your desk. Cease and desist for I want to say it's a Little Mermaid pillow or some baby toy or something like that.
Oh, is it against the...
listed as new?
Mm-hmm.
We have one of them. Like, are we really a threat to them? Like, if they look at, we don't have 100 of them. We're not competing. So we just have to change it to like new.
Oh, right.
And we're fine. But it's like, it just cracks me up how they wasted time to send a letter, tell me cease and desist over one, $30 item. That's crazy.
And a couple of other things that have happened throughout, we going back 20 years.
Moving on, Mark. It's Adult DVD Marketplace. That's where I sell my DVDs at. For me, it seems to be the best place to sell adult DVDs. They're pretty good. They'll send you a check in a month, and I think we have 70,000 DVDs on there now. We're a top 5 seller.
Nice. A perfect example of rolling with the punches, and there wasn't anything I could do about it. If you remember back, we're probably going back 15, 20 years. I had over on eBay, a second site that was selling postcards, and I was doing okay on it. And then eBay all of a sudden changed it to where it was a quarter an item listing per month. And it's impossible to make money on, because there was no breaks for stores, no breaks for, it was a quarter an item, period, across the board. And I had like 2,000 postcards up at the time.
Yeah.
So I'd be paying, $500 a month to do $350 a month in sales.
Crazy.
Not a viable business at that point. And that's where you sit there.
Most sellers were in that same ballpark. It's not like you're 1%. Probably 30, 40, 50% of sellers are in the same boat as you. They're selling $5, $10 items, and it's not worth it.
And I was able to walk away from that site because I didn't need it. It
Right.
was just a little extra money coming out of the day job.
I think they think it through.
On that over there, and we lost an eBay affiliate link a while ago, and that kind of hurts. That was a kick in the teeth. Bonanza still reviewing me after 3.5 years. At some point, they'll get back to me. Another perfect example of rolling with the punches is Mr. Magazine, being a wise man, sold Papergoy a whole bunch of CDs 5 years ago, 7 years ago, and then all of a sudden they become gated. And Papergoy cannot list a lot of them.
I told you could have the rest for free.
Thanks. But again, it was just a little small area I was selling in, rock CDs, things like that. Well, all of a sudden I couldn't sell them on Amazon anymore. Completely ruined that business plan that I had. And again, it wasn't anything that I was making a lot of money on, but say that postcard site, say I was putting $1,000 a year in my pocket, and CDs, I'm putting $1,000 a year in my pocket. That's a couple of grand.
Right.
I'm just on a small scale.
Well, think about, move ahead 5 years with Amazon. Can you list anything Marvel, anything Disney? You might not be able to list anything the way things are going, honestly.
Yep. Popeyes, remember those days. Yep. Yep. And I just closed my store, Popeyes. Send everybody over to you, though, just to let you know.
That's why he's so big now, because everyone else quit.
No, because I sent everybody over.
Okay, sure.
Come on, let's get some credit. Jeez.
Yeah.
CD prices are going up again. There you go. And
you should sell them to Nova.
And that was back in the day before, now you can watch videos, you can learn how to get on gated and everything if you really need to or want to, and all that kind of stuff. That was back before all that stuff was going on as well. So I've still got tons of CDs sitting out in the garage that one of these days I'll figure something or other out to do with. But again, these are all just examples that happen to us. You just have to prepare to roll with the punches. You sit there and you scream at the computer for a minute. You say, what are you doing? You're killing my business. But at the end of the day, Amazon doesn't care. eBay doesn't care. Bonanza doesn't care. None of them care. At the end of the day, so you just have to move on and say, okay, how can I pick myself up? And the real scary thing is you never know when the other shoe is going to drop. As you were just saying with Amazon gating things. Yeah. All of a sudden they could gate DC Comics and Marvel Comics. And if I just bought 20,000 Marvel Comics looking to sell them, now I have to find a different outlet for them.
Yeah, and that's where for whatever reason, you can't sell this stuff on Amazon. All these companies, trademark companies, are like cracking down. But on eBay, you can. Doesn't make any sense to me. But I guess as of right now, if it happened tomorrow, like you can't sell Legos on Amazon at all, because right now you can sell them if they're like new, no issues, you fly under the radar. Well, then you got to go to eBay with them. I mean, right now that's a quick thing, because if I put them on my website, they're not going to sell anytime soon. Let's be honest.
Right. And then the other thing is, at that point, it would force me. I'm on Mercari. I haven't sold anything on there that I'm aware of in years. But all of a sudden, I would look at Mercari, or I know we were talking, me and somebody in the comments a while ago, we're talking about Ruby Lane. Maybe I would look into Ruby Lane. Maybe I would look into other places like that. Yeah. And who knows? Maybe all of a sudden I find a niche. Etsy I've got now as a backup, which I didn't have before. Now, if Etsy all of a sudden, clamp down on stuff, well, then, so be it. And that's another reason why you kind of want to go slowly on these things, as opposed to throwing 50,000 items up and then all of a sudden being,
Yeah,
oh
true.
no, what's going on? They just shut me down.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Off Etsy over 2 $5 patches. Spend my time on eBay.
Huh.
Oh, there you go. And we're just talking about Etsy. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. You're going to get kicked in the teeth. You're going to get a few gut punches throughout the years. It's just going to happen. Isn't anything you can do. I mean, you do your best to do things right. But if all of a sudden the informat comes through and for some reason there's some glitches going on and they don't want to, your mail gets stolen and now you got to wait 2 weeks for them to send another postcard out, whatever ends up happening, you just got to deal with it as best you can, move on, have backup plans, have contingency plans, and don't put all your eggs in one basket. I think that probably is the best advice we could give you.
Maybe build a website, a cheap website for now, just to maintain it, get a domain, and $20, $10-20 a year, just in case. You never know.
Yep. At least grab your name out there on there and have it and whatever. And now we're going to head on into the rambling story of the week.
So hopefully these are the final chapters for my pool and Escalade. For now. So I think last week spoke about the pool. It looked like a swamp, right? The pump wasn't working.
Oh, yes, that is true.
Tons of leaves. The cover caved in. It was green, black on the bottom. And I had to go to Cortland with my family for my kids' baseball tournament, so I had to leave it for a few days. We luckily rushed the pump, got fixed in time. I went away, but I had an employee scoop the leaves out of the pool. My mother-in-law cleaned the bottom of the pool. It's clear now a little. Well, it's not green. It's not black. It's just a little cloudy, so I got to shock it. We should be good to go in a day or two. So that's the pool.
Nice.
The Escalade.
Now, when are you going to close the pool? About 2 weeks?
Because we never use it anyway.
About 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's just a little, it's just, we open the pool to take a year off my life every year, pretty much. And then the Escalade. So we're at 3 months pretty much. It was at the collision shop. They couldn't get the airbags light off. So days went by. They were supposed to bring it to the Cadillac dealership, and that didn't happen like a week ago. And I said, they're waiting for some guy. I go, obviously this guy's not coming. Bring it to the Cadillac dealership. At least get a date with them because they're busy too. Lock it in. So they did that. I think as of last Wednesday, they had it for a week almost, pretty much a week. They had trouble with it. Then the collision place was telling me they can't do it. They're having trouble getting a hold of the Cadillac dealership because I said, "What's going on?" So
they have a phone?
I said, "You know what? I'm calling the Cadillac. I'm calling the Cadillac dealership." So when I call the collision place, they answer. I call the Cadillac dealership. They're like, "Well, we've been calling them, but they don't answer." So
you're going to call them both and hold the phone like this, like in the old days.
So they're
Remember
trying to
those days?
Yeah. They're trying to call each other. Supposedly they can't get through. They're playing phone tag. I called both of them, got through with no problem. So I said, enough is enough. Let's get it over with. Let's move on. Then there were some issues. They didn't know if insurance covered these code updates from the Cadillac dealership. Make a long story short, I just got it back late last night. As of right now, everything's good. However, I am trying to trade it in just because I'm sick of it.
It's all brand new.
It is very brand new. But again, don't they kill you because it's been in a collision?
Now, are you going to have your son driving it soon? I heard there's
Nope.
some pretty new girls at school.
Well, school's over with, so we are getting him driver's ed. There you go. Yeah, you called it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, at least all's well that ends well. Contact a potential sponsor for your show. I tried Cadillac, the rental car companies, insurance companies.
Yeah.
They all laughed. Oh,
exactly.
there you go.
Yeah, for sure.
It is kind of weird.
Yeah, mention my name and they will run away.
All right, everybody. And want to thank everybody for coming by. Remember, mark your calendar, July 5th, prime time treasure hunter coming on by. That should be a lot of fun.
Lori's birthday, right?
That's the other reason why. His manager's birthday and primetime treasure hunter coming by. It should be a lot of fun. I talked with him. We're going to do a truncated version of our show. So we're going to do about a 15-minute version of our regular show. We're going to ask him how sales were, ask all of you, so on. And then we're going to spend about 45 minutes talking to him. So bring your A game there in the chat. He's a really big star. So I want to be talking with him. Sure. Come on by Whatnot Tuesdays Ephemera. I will not be holding a show on July 4th, though, just to let you know. I'm still waiting to hear back from Ephemerama. I got some really good stuff for that over July 8th, a Saturday. Should be 5 o'clock at night. So that'll be fun. And I've got those books that I showed you a little earlier, the movie books. They will be on July 6th and July 13th.
So the 4th of July, you're not doing what? Not because you're doing fireworks. You're taking your death pile and throwing M80s at it.
Or barbecuing them.
Tasty, yummy, yummy, yummy. Yeah, John there's a possibility. A possibility.
So I want to thank everybody for coming by. It was a fun show. It was a packed show tonight. I want to thank everybody. Oh, definitely appreciate it. Glad we could give.
Thank you, Murgy. Thanks again.
Glad we could give Dawn some fairy duster to make her sales. Next week we're going to bring enough for everybody.
Maybe she made enough money now to buy some more Life magazines from me.
There you go. Probably.
Win-win.
Probably. Or to buy the $800 billion worth of returns from Amazon.
True.
Just the shipping's prohibitive.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, hit the like button if you could, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.